Hello everybody. Let us start with Lachesis adult. Now let us start with the introduction of Lachesis drug as a whole. Now where all you find serpent? Serpent is found on rod of Asclepius, right? As we have discussed the traditional importance of snake as such and cultural importance or traditional importance apart from as a drug. Also we have discussed it is famously found in Amazon rainforest as a bigger territories, and it is also present on the cross of Christ, right? And next you will be finding this as a snake eating its own tail. That is the cycle of life, right? Again a cultural importance. Now I don't want to go in depth of the cultural importance of snake as such, because today we are discussing the most important animal drug. Every animal drug or every animal quality is present in everybody, right? But the snake, the reptile, Lachesis, it's so important, right? And it has got in-depth constitutional effects, right? Now firstly we are discussing the VITHOULKAS approach, that pot needs an outlet or else it will break down, right? So it is the characteristic, the core of the drug Lachesis. It is like a pot that is boiling and it needs an outlet, otherwise it will break down. That will result in, they are very attached to people, that will result in jealousy, right? And these are the kind of people when the least inattention or like no attention given to them, even the least one will cause jealousy, suspicion, and may come up with physical or mental complaints, right? So those are the people, who are very much sensitive. They may look really strong, they may look really egoistic, self independent, but they are very very sensitive. And this jealousy, this lack of attention will result in suspiciousness, and this suspiciousness will result in paranoia or deep state of anxiety, right? And this will result in everything in the pathology of the Lachesis. Let's discuss it in the further slides. Now the another most important aspect of Lachesis is repression. Now repression is something, it's just a dump yard of all the emotions. Suppression is very consciously stopping everything, like you're stopping your thoughts coming up, and repression is, it's like a dump yard, it's just over there and you're unable to pick out which is problematic, right? And then it's cut off of the vital forces, like it is that is the manifestation of Lachesis. Because of repression, the cut off of vital forces happen, and it is again for the personality development, for them to get out of it, right? So conscious control aggravation and unconscious control amelioration means conscious control is movement, dancing, talking, eating, that is ameliorating. Unconscious control is like sleep and rest, and these will aggravate. Menstrual discharges or any discharges, it's just you're not controlling it, right? It just happens. That will aggravate in Lachesis, because the effect is mostly on the vital force, like cut off of vital force is happening with respect to repression, where the presentation of symptoms are like that in Lachesis, right? Also the constriction, the vagus nerve affections, like we've discussed in the spear, again that is unconscious control, right? Now coming to personality profile of Lachesis. Now Lachesis is L, Lachesis is left, and Lachesis is loquacity. That's what we read. But loquacity is not the most important one, right? See, it is just that loquacious will, when the pathology is very high, then they become loquacious. That is just the speed of speech is very fast and hurried, and they tend to lose control while speaking because the thoughts are very much. Again, this is due to repression, the sexual repression or the impulse repression, that will result in the loquacity, right? If you read Philip M. Bailey, you get in the in-depth understanding of this, but that will take so much of time, and I'm here to only concise the important ones, right? And coming to appetite. Appetite here is large appetite. It's not the food, right, we are talking. I just put a Bahubali thali there, but it's not the food we are talking here. The hunger for experience, the hunger to do new things. For example, like it is given in Philip M. Bailey, leaving parents to for passion of music or alcoholism. So these are like experiencing new things, trying to change themselves. Also again for sexual gratification, because this is like a pot that is coming, or that is finding an outlet, so they try to experience as much as possible, right? So again, this can also have the other personality profile of a relaxed or a very calm type, but they may enter into euphoria any time. So okay, this may resemble many other drugs which is given in Bailey. You can definitely go and refer to it, right? And coming to the most important one, jealous one. When we have discussed the child, we have understood the jealousy of the sibling love and everything, but in adult it is mostly when they are repressed sexually, or they may have this threatening feeling, sexually excited when jealous, that is present in Lachesis, right? So when they have jealousy, when they have suspicion, then they get more jealous, and they may also become very irritable and demanding, and finally they will end up in paranoia. They imagine all the stupid things, and it may be compared with the all the paranoia like drugs like Alzheimer's, arsenic. So that fear something will happen, fears suffocation, everything that may result. So again, this is all because of the pathology, but it is show is given as the core of Lachesis, right? So when they're showy, that means they have this, when they have suspicion and jealousy and the lack of attention, then they try to be more loquacious, more showy, and they end up in paranoia state, right? Now coming to the relation with the physicals to the mental. So spring aggravation, I guess I've already mentioned the unconsciousness aggravation, unconscious things aggravate. Spring is something supposed to be pleasant, right? It is the birth of new things. Spring is always said as birth of new things, new plants, buds everywhere, but they are aggravated in spring. Why? Because they're unconscious, the happy things, or the unconsciously they are not happy. They are always repressed because of these pathology, right? So this happy thing, supposed to be happy thing, is aggravating them, and left side is supposed to be the unconscious side, right is supposed to be the conscious side. So they have all left affections. Sinistra is it's also known as left, right? It is other name of left. So they have left affections because of the unconscious affections. And touch aggravation. Now touch aggravation here you can understand is the repressed emotions. Prolonged touch or like pressure aggravation is present because the emotions are repressed, so that will aggravate with touch. It is like a mental symptom in the physical complaint, how it is represented as. And then coming to cancerous affections, Lachesis has a lot of cancerous affections, so that is the epitome of unlived life. It is unlived actually. So they have this unlived life, their expectations are not reached, so that itself will result in cancerous affections. In the next video we'll be discussing more of these. Stay tuned.